You are watching Tech Confessions, created by Amy Lewis and brought to you by VMware.
Bill, thanks for joining me today. How are you?
Very good, thank you.
Good. So we are here today to talk about your software-defined moment and what that means for you.
Okay, well, my very first software-defined moment, which probably is everybody's, would be vMotion, right? Remember how amazing, vMotion was? Like, you can't do that. You can't take a virtual machine and move it from one host to the other and still have connectivity. But that's been around for a while, right? So, as the technology progressed, the next biggest software-defined moment, as far as like a software-defined data center would be, for me was the concept of virtualizing the network.
Sure.
Right, because you have a lot of hard-baked hardware, Cisco, Juniper,
Legacy.
Arista, whatever it would be, and you definitely need it. But to really have agility in the data center, to be able to, and it's truly software-defined, right? To be able to create that layer of abstraction and abstract the networking in software from physical, to me that was huge. And I didn't really get it right away. Like I had to, I sat through a class and I kind of was like, what is this? And I kind of played with it. And then one day, the light bulb just went off and I was like, wow, I get it.
I can see the little light bulb above your head.
Yeah, you can just see it, right?
Yeah.
Because now people can build these networks in software and not just have the networks reach within their data center, but they can also reach to the cloud or to a DR site. And it's all done in software. Talk about a software-defined moment.
Sure.
Right?
That is a big software-defined moment, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And the point where you really understand that moment, when you really understand it, that's the great thing.
Sure.
And then I'm an instructor, so I'm having thousands of these, right? Because I'm teaching this to, many, many students over the years. We did a lot of promotion with NSX globally. And to be able to get to that point and have a whiteboarding session and really show people exactly what's going on and to see them have those software-defined moments is also amazing.
Tiny little miracles.
Popping up all over the place. Like, you even have students in the class go, oh, I get it. Those are great moments.
Wow, that's great. That's a great answer.
Yeah.
So, what kind of impact do you think communities have had? I'm sure, as we're here at this VMUG right now, there's 800 people, maybe more. I think that the communities are an integral part of this big movement in SDN.
Yeah, communities have been a big part. So, our company's done a lot of courseware development, and we've also created some training videos, different types of things are available publicly. And, coming to the VMUG events has been really important for us because it gives us exposure, in the community, which is good. But from an educational standpoint, being able to help people in the community. So I'm also a V expert. I'm an NSX V expert, right? So, I've done a lot of things where I've created, training videos where, I'm in front of a classroom, I'm teaching it, right? So why not also record something and then share it to the community? So I've done a lot of that. And, I love coming to the VMUG events where it's a local monthly event in my local chapter, or whether it's, something like here in Indy or Miami or Palm Beach or wherever it may be. It's great to come here and meet people and really find out what's going on in the real world. Because sometimes, because we specialize in NSX so much, sometimes we forget what the other things are.
Sure. And
it's nice to be out there and see that. And then all the people that do all the blogging, and some of them are just amazing, to be able to take advantage of those and use those. So it's a really great concept, and it's really good to take advantage of it.
And I'm sure it's very beneficial and rewarding for you as well to give back to the community that way.
Yeah, I love it. I kind of get the best of both worlds because I get to teach and create some stuff that we put out there for students, and you get to see them consume it and use it and then grow with it, over time. Yeah, it is very rewarding.
Have you seen any trends with your students, things that keep coming up again and again?
Yeah, I'm in a space where there's a little bit of a competition between doing things in hardware and software, right? So I think I see a trend where you're seeing a big uptick in people starting to adopt this concept of software-defined networking. And they're using vSphere, of course. And, they might be looking at vSAN and or NSX. And, the trend is you see people, starting to wrap their mind around the concept a little bit more. I think it's taken some time for people to really understand what it is and what it does. So what I see currently is a big uptick in that adoption of those newer technologies. And of course, everybody talks about the cloud, right? So you'll see people talking about, how can we use it within our data center? And then the trend is, how can we leverage the cloud? And which cloud vendor is the best one to use based on what our needs are? And, always preach, that the benefit of NSX is that now you can stretch those networks and security, into the cloud, which I think is really important.
And we have seen now that it allows IT to function at the same speed as business. Exactly.
And it's one thing to talk about it, right? And it's another thing to actually see it in action, right? Because, we're one of those companies, we provide a lot of educational services, but we're also doing consulting services at the same time. So we might be in a classroom doing a Ninja. We do these Ninja programs for VMware. We might be doing something like that. And then we're also, with a lot of customers on site, actually implementing the product. And it's just what's really cool. The coolest thing to see is once you've kind of handed that baton off to the customer, and they get it, the light bulb has gone off, so to speak.
Yeah.
And then they're actually just doing it on their own now. And you're able to instill the confidence in them to do that and to see them doing that. We just finished a project, a microseg project for a customer. And, after the first couple of weeks, it's like, we're still there, but they didn't really even need us anymore.
Yeah, they're feeling confident.
Yeah, they're getting confident. It's like, okay, and then they start to get it. And the more customers you see actually doing those things in production, and then you go back into the classroom, and you can tell those stories, and you learn. And I learn from students all the time. And then you go back into the field, and you're doing deployments, and to see all those nuances come together is really cool. Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Bill.
Great. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
When you are ready to make your own tech confession, join us at techconfessionstheshow.com.